Hi, my name's Joel Gunn. I'm one of your instructors for SSC 350. And this course has a theme which is inequality, but the educational load that we want to get at most directly is theory, how it works, what it's useful for, that type of thing. And to get right at that, we have assigned you a couple of articles. First one by Brosnan is very simple and straightforward and just says what the usefulness of theory is, social science theory specifically, is in medical research. You shouldn't be put off by the fact that it's in medical research, because theory basically has the same problems in all disciplines, which I'll discuss a little bit in a moment. But and also, I think it's good that that you sort of get a perspective on medical research, because there's a lot of very important things going on in medicine that deserve all of our attentions. But basically, we're concerned with the broad reach of theory, why it's necessary to understand theory in the context of research. The Brosnan article just goes right to the chase. It's just an overview of another article that I've added to your collection for this week. It references an article by a man named Frank. You can read that if you really want to get into the details. But basically Rosnan tells you what the general outline of the thing is, and there's quite a few details in the Bradbury-Jones article, and both the Bradbury-Jones article and the optional Frank article give you a lot of details about how to think about theory. I guess that what this idea of using theory brings to mind for me is a story that I heard a few years ago about how the physicists were becoming upset with their way of life, because they had actually gone into physics to escape the clutches of social sciences, but in the last few years it's become so evident that the way people think about things has a powerful effect on how they observe. So they're observing stars, at the other end of the universe, but they have to go through it through social sciences and understanding of what perceptions are and that sort of thing. And so they're getting, much to their dismay, sucked into the social sciences. And that's basically what's happening everywhere now, is that people are realizing how completely important perception is to any kind of research. And so that's kind of the heart and core of what we're after here. And perhaps you will have some things to add to whatever's going on. It's a wide open thought environment now. But like I said, the Brosnan article is, it's very easy, and you'll get some ideas out of it. And the other article by Bradbury-Jones is actually a little bit difficult, because it starts to grapple with this question of perception, and there are a couple of words that you'll probably want to look up before you start reading these articles. One of them is ontology, and the other is epistemology, and you can find out how to spell them by just looking into both of these articles a little bit. But anyway, just go to Google and type in definition : epistemology. And the reason I suggest that is because these words are a little bit slippery, and I've been struggling with them all my life, but as I was reading these, I went ahead and did the exercise, Google epistemology, because you kind of need to refresh yourself once in a while on what these words are to give you a founding. But basically, epistemology is this science of understanding how we understand, and that needs to be the fundamental piece of information that you need to work out of. And another story that this endeavor reminds me of is there's a Greek philosopher who once said that he thought that he could move the world with a lever if there was a place to stand, and that's kind of the way perception is. You have, if you get the feeling that you're just lost in this lake of perceptual indefiniteness. And the way that you get around this is that you study social science theory, you figure out what makes our understandings work, and then what you do ultimately, and the big word here is bias. There have been efforts in various contexts to try to escape the need for theory because of its indefiniteness, but really what you come back to ultimately is that if you do not understand what your theory and the assumptions that your theory implies are, then your research efforts are just swamped with your own biases. And those biases are probably ultimately ethnic biases that come out of the culture that you arose from. And aside from being, and then if you live in a culture that is more research sophisticated, where you may have biases that come from the research that's done in the past, but the way that we escape the bonds of current biases and research backgrounds and everything is to understand what the game that we're playing is, which is understanding our biases and working beyond the circle of those biases into something new. So read these articles, get some ideas about where you're going to stand while you're levering the world of research.